pros, they use the best putters they possibly can to play the game. And Odyssey has consistently made the best putters.
Tom Watson, the Memorial champion.
It hasn't been a close number one, but we've been a dominant number one.
I liked it from the beginning. It was in my bag for a long time. We had a lot of success together.
What a moment, Annika Sorenstam.
Spectacular, perfect round of golf.
These guys eat what they kill out there, and they're not going to put their careers and their livelihoods on the line when the product doesn't perform.
John Rahm is a United States Open champion. Make another one? Yes, he did!
Oh. That's the beautiful thing about Odyssey. They all kind of swing themselves.
Xander Schauffele wins the 2024 PGA Championship at Valhalla.
I was at graduate school at University of San Diego. I was going to the library trying to research what was happening in sporting goods to kind of come up with an idea to start a business.
First time I met Michael, it was like, wow, this guy has an amazing amount of energy, very loud, is very driven to win.
The original idea really was a manifestation of me wanting to become an entrepreneur, and I love sports.
The story goes, he was trying to get his own startup company. He really was a sports guy. He was really a tennis player, not much of a golfer, didn't play much. And he saw that golf back in the early 90s was really rapidly growing, and he decided to lean in on that.
It made sense to try and get into the most fast-growing sport versus maybe one that was declining.
When Michael made a decision to get into golf, he absolutely did some great things day one. He went out and found some of the best icons in the industry and started asking questions.
I had been introduced to some people, it turned out, in town that were very successful in the golf business. Gary Adams, and he told me the story of two really good case studies for companies that had come up with a disruptive technology, innovation, and built that as a platform to create a really successful business. And so I thought, well, I just have to come up with the greatest product in the world. And that was a little bit more of a challenge because I'm not an engineer or scientist, I was just a guy.
You're not a golfer.
No.
You're not an engineer.
Not an engineer.
And you're set out to create the most advanced putter.
My superpower was not being any of those things, as it turned out. I thought it was a big disadvantage because I'm like, well, this is going to be an impossible task. But because I didn't know and I was curious and I had the ability to convince all my professors at USD to make everything a project just about, I started asking people, like, I asked Bob Rosberg, what makes a putter good? And he was like, well, feel, forgiveness, roll, and alignment. Then he would tell me about his escapades on the tour, and then you would develop a relationship with him. And then when we started Odyssey, then Bob Rosberg got involved with it.
He put on staff Gary's son, Brad Adams. That brought a wealth of golf knowledge to a person who really didn't understand the industry. He was truly an outsider.
At the end of the day, there was some science, and I was able to hire a really smart engineer, a guy by the name of Brian Pond, who came out of General Dynamics. And Jim Flood was a really crucial piece of this pie because Jim was a tremendously creative mind, and he had developed a lot of other successful golf products. Like, kind of these pieces were all kind of coming together.
Michael's first entry into the golf was a driver. He wanted an oversized driver. He loved playing tennis, and he saw the oversized tennis racket and what that meant and what that did. Back then, titanium wasn't used, so we were limited on how big you can make a metal wood. And Jim Flood had an idea of using a polymer, a non-metallic material, and making a driver. And he, lo and behold, designs it and runs off to the PGA show, walked into the Callaway booth and saw that Callaway just launched it at oversized metalwood, and he realized that this wasn't going to work. But the technology still made sense. The next obvious was putters.
Gary Adams was telling me that the great part about blends of material is you can control the durometer and the hardness, and because it's a lighter weight material, you can move weight around. You know, that you have these, light bulb moments. And we had this light bulb moment. Why don't we take this material, hollow out the center of the product, and put an insert using this material? So we get the benefits of the material, create some more weight that we could distribute to make a more forgiving product so we could still get that forgiveness aspect. And then, and this was the key, I had gone to watch a presentation that Ely Callaway made, and he got up there and he was like, you have to make a demonstrably better, visibly different, and pleasing product. And that stuck with me. And I was like, this is what we need to do. A metal shell and a trapezoidal insert, and people are gonna see that and they're gonna understand right away why the product's better.
Prior to Odyssey, almost every putter was either cast, or it was forged, or it was milled. Inserts, especially a non-metallic insert, didn't exist. And boy, as an outsider coming in with an idea that's never been done before seemed like this impossible. The very, very first prototypes that Michael and Odyssey brought out were really made out of a urethane-based material. Funny angles, the paint finish was painted with a sponge. The grip was an iron grip. It had a steel shaft that was in a closeout bin. But to a T, everybody that hit them instantly felt something different, felt that it was, by far the best feeling. So they knew there was something magical about that urethane face that was going to give this brand life.
We were off to the races, and we had a product, when it worked pretty well. And that was generation 1 of the product.
Tour adoption is massive. It's massive for any product in golf, but I think most so in putters.
We knew that having a great product was necessary, but it wasn't sufficient for success.
Anytime you're doing something for the first time or you're doing something differently than others, there's some natural skepticism.
The original putters that were made, this was the first one, this was the second one. We started off with just 2 putters, Rossi 1 and Rossi 2.
Tour players can be so stuck in their ways at times. It's what they do, it's how they make their money, so you can't fully blame them. But introducing something new to them can be difficult.
It takes time to build trust. And I remember just being, okay, well, I'm happy with what I have. Do I really want to work on something new?
These guys eat what they kill out there. And they're not going to put their careers and their livelihoods on the line where the product doesn't perform.
I can only imagine what Michael and the early founders of Odyssey were up against, just trying to get one putter in play. They knew that if they could just get one putter in play, they would have a chance to build upon that momentum.
It was all about having tour players using the product without endorsement because it was the best product in the world.
The very first tipping point was getting Tom Watson into a putter.
You can't be a great player without being a great putter. My stroke wasn't the best, and I was searching for a putter I felt was going to work for me.
At the LA Open, Tom Watson came up to me on the green. It almost makes me want to cry because I couldn't even imagine that Tom Watson would come up to me. He comes all the way across that green, and he goes, "Can you tell me about your product?"
When I met Michael on the putting green at Riviera, he had a putter. When you put a putter down, and you see the leading edge is just square as it can be, you have that little sight line in the back, well, that putter fit the bill for me.
And he put it in his bag, and then he won the Memorial that year with it.
Well, this is the Dual Force 990. It has an insert, gave it a little bit softer feel. The other thing is that you have these 3 lines in the back of the putter. I like that visual effect when I take it back square and come through square this way. I used it for a few more years after that, until I changed to another Odyssey putter.
The real breakthrough with Odyssey was Nick Faldo's Masters win in 1996.
That really put Odyssey on the map.
That was a really unique design in its day and age that really opened people's eyes, and it really from there spread like wildfire.
It was what really sent Odyssey on a sort of different trajectory. As tour adoption started picking up and we saw more and more players using Odyssey, it just starts to kind of build on itself.
Slowly but surely, we started to see players one by one picking them up and having success with them.
It grew in popularity on all the tours. As the tour grew, our share grew. As our tour presence became #1, our share presence became number one.
Most of the tour players that use Odyssey putters and have through the years aren't paid to do so. So the only reason they're choosing Odyssey is because of the way that the product performs.
I still have a great debt of gratitude to a lot of the tour players in the early days who used the product.
Annika was really instrumental in getting the 2-ball putter going. She was a pretty early adopter of that at a time when she was the best player in the world.
The technology that they brought into putting just revolutionized it in a lot of ways.
She put it in play, had a ton of success with it, was winning majors.
She was a leader in really the ecosystem of golf. So many of her major winning moments, Odyssey putters were right there along with her.
Through the years, Phil has used a number of different putters. He was certainly instrumental in validating the performance of our product.
John Rahm went on an incredible run, winning some major championships at the US Open or his Masters win.
I'm not going to tell you that I root against anybody not using an Odyssey putter, but I can tell you that I may have a favorite player, but if he's not using an Odyssey putter, he's no longer my favorite player.
Odyssey, each year across the global tours, averages somewhere around 70 wins a year.
Stacking up those wins and staying in people's minds at the biggest events has been really critical.
What they have done to get the trust of so many professional players and have so much success around the world on the different tours, I think that says a lot about the brand.
The greatest players in the world use this product and they win a lot. That kind of fanaticism around product, around meeting and exceeding the expectations of tour players, that is still in the DNA of Odyssey. And that's why Odyssey is still number one.
The fact that they were, using them at the highest level and winning with them is absolute, validation.
To think that it started from 1 putter to 2 putters to 3 putters to, on a given week now on the PGA Tour, we're having 50 putters in play.
It's just remarkable how many of the world's best players play that putter and have done that over 25 years.
And at the end of the day, it really validates the performance of our products because these players aren't going to use a product that doesn't perform for them.
The #1 putter on tour for 25 years is absolutely amazing. Something that, we're proud of.
Odyssey is one of the most innovative brands that has ever existed in the golf space.
Inserts have allowed us through the years to experiment and do things differently.
Not only felt better, it rolled the ball better, and it was more consistent. And that was from day one.
Every putter sounds and feels different. Even if we're focusing on performance in a certain product, we still have to make sure that #1, sound and feel are really good and up to our expectations.
When White Hot came out, that really took Odyssey to a whole new level.
White Hot was one of those things that just blew the doors off the putter world. It allowed us to get a little more creative and do the things that actually make people better putters. So people are looking for more performance in putters and they're looking for different designs. In the past year to 18 months, that kind of performance and innovation category of putters has really just blown up. With AI1, we focused on performance first and then we dialed in sound and feel from there.
An average player, you're not always going to hit the center. We really hyper-focused on constant speed across the face.
AI1 was really a simulation first and then a completely different construction process. It's just a product that we're so proud of. It actually does perform. I think it meets that gold standard or even exceeds it. It's something I think my entire career I'll probably be most proud of.
The AI technology that we have really looks at distance control and speed control across the face and finding different ways for a putter to be forgiving to match ball speed across the face on off-center strikes.
Odyssey is clearly the leader in inserts, a leader in alignment technology as well.
To make putts, you've got to be able to roll the ball first and foremost, but more importantly, you got to be able to aim and align the ball.
How you line up a putter is probably the most important thing in a putt. There's a massive science around alignment.
Whatever alignment suits your eyes, right? We got top lines, dots on top, 2 dots, 3 dots, flange lines.
Every time we brought out unique alignment features, those types of products have always done well because they brought a different perspective.
One thing we know is there's not a one sort of alignment system that works best for everyone. We've had all sorts of different ways to help different golfers align.
What's so cool about the Jailbird and about the 7 is they help alignment in two completely opposite ways. The number 7 does a really good job kind of lining you up parallel to your target line, and then the Jailbird's the opposite of that, where it helps you line up perpendicular to your target line.
We've never believed that there's one putter that fits all. It's about finding the putter that fits you.
I'm more of a double wide guy, but every putter is just awesome. I work with every single one. I just want to try them all.
We have so many different models, and each one is individual and each one's unique. The beauty of Odyssey is we have something for everybody.
I started using a putter that I saw on the hot list of Golf Digest. This one right here is Versa 7. The lines are perfect, the balance is good, heel-toe weighting. Those 3 dots, I guarantee you those are in the dead center balanced part of this putter. I've used this for the remainder of my career.
In the golf industry, and particularly in putters have shown to come and go.
I was on the green when we introduced Jailbird originally.
What's so cool about the Jailbird?
Jailbird again. When it was first released was probably close to 10 years ago at this point.
It was a successful putter.
You know, it was a nice putter, but it was nothing groundbreaking.
Time went by and we developed new styles and new technologies.
I don't think we had any, but maybe 1 or 2 left.
Phased out.
It has its run, then it goes away completely, and then it comes back and it's always the same thing. One of the best players in the world on the biggest stage puts it back in play and wins with it.
I remember this week like it was yesterday. We show up Monday morning for, the first tournament of the year on the PGA Tour schedule. We have a drawer of older putter models. One of those heads was a Jailbird.
A well-known player came onto the truck. He'd been putting with his caddy's putter.
I mean, it's one of those kind of fate things. It goes in play immediately that week, and he starts to have all this success rolling in all these putts.
Guess what? We had a lot of phone calls looking for that putter again.
And that was really kind of the start of the Jailbird craze.
You never really know when the right player at the right time with the right putter is going to come along and all of a sudden takes the PGA Tour by storm.
The old adage, what wins on Sunday sells on Mondays, is very true in putters. Recreational golfers don't play the same types of irons that tour players use, but they can use the same putter that a tour player uses.
When a consumer buys an Odyssey putter, there is a sense of pride that they feel connected to the best players in the world.
The putters that we have in our line that you might characterize as super game improvement would be the most popular putters that we have on tour.
There's more competition than ever, and that's been something that we've had to innovate around to really stay on top.
Each and every one of us kind of wears Odyssey on our sleeve, and we want to make sure that the products that we're making are the absolute best that we can make.
It's a steady flow of shapes and alignment and insert technology that both provides better feel and better performance.
Odyssey has been on the leading edge of designing these different shapes to give players a different feel and get them more comfortable lining the ball up.
We're going to continue to learn about things that help players roll the ball better and continue down that path.
We're a group of people collectively that really, really care about making really high-quality putters. And even if we're going to go and manufacture tens of thousands of them, we want each and every one of those putters to be as good as they can be.
#1 putter on tour for 25 years. It's an incredible achievement.
It's about finding the putter that fits you.
We listen a lot to tour players. We take a lot of feedback from them. We try and deliver them the best product. We try and deliver the best service.
We've had so many Odyssey reps that have poured their heart and soul into that brand and really servicing the players.
Those tour reps, they play a big role in a player's career and, a lot of decisions that they make.
I love all the guys. The team's great, but if I'm in the van for too long, either I'm slacking from work or I need to tweak something too much. I think what's ideal is when I see them and then not have to see them for a bit. That means everything's really good.
This team spends a lot of time with the tour players. The culture out there is what it was in day one. It's the exact same culture that Michael put in play 25 years ago.
The relationships that our team has out on tour, especially on the putting green, are impressive. It's a hard job.
We go to the nth degree of trying to hold their specs so they know what they've putted well before, say, a year ago, and so we can revisit that.
If you ask guys why they use Odyssey, I think it's because they trust the product, and there's no second guessing what's in our hand.
Boy, what a big cut. What a big putt.
It's being involved and engaged, and I think that's probably what keeps us where we're at. We can't control what competitors do, but we can control what we do and the way we see it and the way we can go forward.
The credibility that they've built up over time, the trust that players have in them is vital.
Each week, it's not given to them. They have to go out there and earn it.
The players are looking for somebody to assure them that they've got the best product in their hand to make the most putts.
It's those relationships that the reps have built with players. It's the trust to be able to put the right putter in the right player's hands. And so it's those two things working in tandem that has really elevated Odyssey above the rest.
I like to think that we arm them with putters that are really, really good and competitive to all the other brands and stand out above them, and that's why people want to come to an Odyssey. But man, our reps do a good job. It's impressive.
We get up every day and come to work to make better putters.
When I see players win with it, I'm super proud that, hey, we built that putter in here.
You've seen other putters come and go, but Odyssey has changed the game.
It's not even close. Odyssey is by far #1 in my book.
At the core, Odyssey has always been about innovation and constantly finding ways to help golfers make more putts. And I think that's what's ultimately fueled the success of Odyssey for the last 25 years.
Odyssey is such a cool brand, right? Any brand that has 25 years of leadership is special.
Over those 25 years, across the global tours now, we're approaching 2,000 wins, averaging 70 wins a year.
It hasn't been a close #1. We've been a dominant #1.
We don't assume that it's our right to be #1 on tour, so it's something we come in and fight for every day.
It has the feel, it's got the look. It's not just for the professional. I would say it suits a lot of golfers.
It's incredible. It's an incredible ride.
It's innovate or die at Odyssey.
At the end of the day, when we're out competing and have putts that matter, there's no second guessing what you're using. You fully trust that product and expect it to perform, and it does.
There isn't another company that has as many dedicated, capable, competent, and passionate people.
We're always in search of the next best thing, and it'll be interesting and fun to see where we go from here.
Undoubtedly, that mission is going to continue for another generation, another 25 years.
What's made us successful the first 25 years was attitude, desire to win, customer service. To do this for the next 25 years, we're gonna do the same thing.